away from sports, exactly.
Yes, Nigerians are on the move, traveling to different destinations to spend Christmas with loved ones. Let's head to Ojota now, where Nneka Ozadibe is standing by to give us a feel of the Christmas rush. Hello, Nneka, how are you this morning?
I'm fine, Ngozi. Good morning.
Yes, okay. How much activity is going on there at the park where you are?
Yes, well, this is a park in Ojota, Lagos State. And as usual, Nigerians love to travel a lot for this festive season. So I'm going to be talking to a number of people to check their reasons for travel and the cost of the travel. And in comparison to previous years, if the economy has in any way affected their trips or their plans for the festive season. Sorry, good morning, Ma.
I'm not a traveler.
No problem, Ma. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Can you talk to us? Are you traveling?
Yes, I'm traveling.
You're traveling?
Yes.
Okay, you're traveling for the celebration?
Yes.
Okay, so compared to last year, did you travel last year?
Yes, I went to Ibadan.
Okay, so compared to last year, how would you say the transport fare is? Has it increased or is it cheaper now?
I really can't say because I'm going to Akure now and I went to Ibadan last year, so I will not be able to make that comparison. But since I came here today, this bus I'm going to enter now, they have increased the fare from what the one that left before this one. So and I'm sure that this is going to be till the end of the day, and then it will keep going up high until the yellow tide season is over.
Okay, so are you concerned about security? You're going on a road trip. Are you worried that with all the events going on in the country?
Of course, I'm worried, but then I have to travel, so I have faith and I hope that my journey will be safe and smooth.
Okay, all right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello. Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Hello, ma. Good morning. Ma, are you traveling?
Yes.
Okay, where are you traveling to, ma?
Akure.
Okay. Are you going to celebrate with your family?
I'm going for a wedding.
Oh, you're going for a wedding? That's
Yes.
lovely.
Good minute.
Okay, so would you tell us, compared to last year, did you travel last year?
No, I did not.
Okay, compared to last year, would you say it is more expensive?
Of course, every Nigerian now will know that now everything is more expensive. So considering that, I believe it's more expensive than last year.
Okay, so has the economy affected your spending?
Of course, in all way round. All way round, the economy has expanded, traveling, it affected it, buying of things everywhere around. It's not as it was before, but we are trusting God.
Okay, that's it from the motor park here in Ojota. It's 4 days to Christmas and we are all excited, and we can't wait for Christmas to come. And as you join the rest of the world to celebrate the season, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. Back to you, Ngozi and Mike in the studio.
Thank you very much, Nneka Ozadibe there. Yes, it's the season.
I'm preparing because I'm excited. It's Christmas. My brothers are coming around, my sister, my nephew. I'm excited because it's Christmas.
My prayer for Christmas is just to celebrate the birth of Christ and try to appreciate God for sending His Son to the world.
Let the new year become a good thing to talk of, right? And the children, let them start enjoying the fruit of our labor.
We are marking the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ. But with the situation in the country now, and with the level of financial thing that everybody's experiencing, things have been expensive in the market.
According to the word of God, He said in every situation we should be thanking Him, because that is His expectation for me and you. So I'm using that the word of God to live my life, because if I'm not thanking God, no matter what the situation that is facing me now, definitely I'm an ingrate to Him. So I just have to thank God.
My business has grown up to 50% more than what I've experienced last year, and I thank God for all He has done for me, and I see many more prosperous New Year to come ahead of us. And all the same, Merry Christmas to you all and Happy New Year!
All right, so many people are celebrating Christmas, and here in 7-Up, that's what it's called, Tollgate in Lagos, Nigeria. Lots of people are getting ready for Christmas. Not too many people are excited, but then we got to celebrate.
You go, and that, you know, that mood is really infectious. That last lady there,
you see,
I mean, she was like, look, this year has been good for business and all that.
It's a long time.
How many people can say that?
Exactly. It's a long time we heard any testimony of saying my business grew 50%. But there are so many of these people out there somehow. But we don't get to hear from them so much. But it's really good to hear from someone who says that my business has grown over 50%.
And the Christmas colors are here, green and red.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what it looks like already. People are really excited in other parts of the world.
Nice.
How excited are Nigerians? You just heard from some Nigerians out there. Some are really, really excited. And of course, our reporter, Abosede, is equally as excited.
I saw her do that, you know,
with.
Christmas, you know.
But then again, how prepared are you for the post-Christmas time?
Oh yeah.
After you would have done all the
shopping
and all the
and all the drinkings and so on. Okay. Well, from other parts of the world, it's really interesting. You can see the feeling out there. It's really nice. But if we bring it back to Nigeria, well, how are people getting set for the contagious Yuletide feeling?
Really contagious.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's contagious. Vivian Ani, a business consultant, is here with us in the studio right now to talk about this. Vivian, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I want to assume you have done your shoppings and all of that for Christmas.
Are you ready for Christmas?
Shopping.
Shopping. Yeah, it's inside.
That means Naira.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You know. Just small.
Oh, I see.
Small.
But you see,
yes, I have to practice what I preach.
Yeah, but you see, in that small, if you count all the things involved in that small that she said, you'd be like, whoa.
Sure, I agree.
Okay, so when it's big, how is it supposed to be?
I agree. Because yesterday when I was flipping out my ATM card to pay by POS, I didn't find it funny. But well, it's the season for giving, so, you know. Well,
how do you moderate the giving, especially when it comes to giving your family? I'm not talking about gifts now. Making sure that the food stuff and everything that should be there, you know, is there without.
I agree.
Having regrets later.
Before the Christmas season starts, we have regular meetings, regular budget meetings. Believe me, even at the family level. And yes. Honestly, because what really we're saying is that, look, Christmas is coming on, and we have a normal budget. We have normal. But Christmas is special because it's a season for giving and it's a season for excess.
Oh,
excess,
yes.
You know, and so what we say is, what do we want to cook during the Christmas? Because a lot of money goes on food. So what do we want to cook? We want to make a salad. We want to make rice. We want to make pounded yam. We want to make da-da-da-da-da.
I like the sound of pounded yam.
Oh, yes. That one, it goes with it now. So we now say, okay, fine. We expect that in addition to the normal monthly bill, we add another 50% because it's Christmas. And we know that relations will come. Don't forget, it's a time for family. So relations will friends, and, you know, and everybody else. And once we do this, we add the 50% or 60% in some cases. We now say, okay, how do we want to fund? Now, one thing I have learned over the years is that when you're making your Christmas bills, also make your January bills at the same time. Yes. Because, you know, in the madness of Christmas, you know, Christmas is mad.
Like you said, it's a season of excess.
You know,
how do you rein in
precisely
that?
When you see your bills for January, it brings you back to earth. Yes.
Reality kicks in.
Reality kicks in.
It brings you back to earth.
It brings you, and as much as possible, try and pay a lot of the bills for January in December if your cash flow can allow it. Now, you might not be able to pay all because cash flow too is spaced over the months, but try to take some very critical bills and pay it.
Like
school fees. School fees being a very obvious one. For some people, their rent to fall due towards the end of the year. For a lot of people, you know, who it's not about rent, it's about food, especially when there are lots of kids in the house. So in addition to the kids, you're also looking at friends and family. So if you bring those expenses, once as you're doing your Christmas shopping bill, also do your January bill.
But when is it best to start preparing for Christmas? You were talking about planning.
Yes.
I know that so many families don't sit down to plan to say, okay, let us budget this and all of that. But when is good to become conscious of how to allocate monies for Christmas?
Look, you don't wait until Christmas, because by the time you wait until Christmas, it's too late. Look, Nigeria's budget is yearly, right? Annual. what I expect is that every family in the last quarter, like for example, if you're planning for 2019, from October, you should have started having the talk about what you intend to do in 2019. Meaning that in 2017, you had the talk for 2018, and it goes on and on like that. Because if you find out that the conditions that existed at the beginning of the year are not necessarily the conditions that exist at the end. So even though you have a one-year budget, but the truth of it is that there are going to be amendments and tweaks and stuff to that. So if you imbibe this culture of budgeting, and before you budget,
both at the individual level, family level, and all of that.
Every level, and before you budget, it helps to keep what we call a diary, an expense diary. You cannot budget without understanding realistically how much you spend daily. We know income, because usually income is obvious. You know, you earn a salary, you know at the end of every month you're going to get so.
But there are those who don't have an income. We'll come to that. Nneka Ozadibe is still at the Ojota Park, Lagos, to give us a feel of the Christmas rush. Nneka, over to you now. What's happening there?
Well, I've actually spoken to a number of people here in the park, and for many of them, they say the economy is affecting their spending capacity this Christmas season. Compared to last year, some of them said the things they were able to do, the number of things they were able to buy, and the amount of money they were able to send to loved ones around the country has greatly reduced. That the economy has affected their spending capacity. So I have somebody here with me who is going to tell me what this year's Christmas is going to be like for him and his family. Hello, sir.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, how are you?
Can you talk to us about your spending plan for this Christmas season?
We actually give grace to God. It's been a very low-key Christmas this period because of lack of funds and low activities, you know. Generally, the economy is low and people cannot do fine much during this Christmas. But we expect that maybe next year it will be better than this. But generally, as of now, it's very low. There's no fund anywhere. People are just trying to make ends meet here and there. And honestly, it's not been so easy.
Okay, sir, but you're complaining of low funds and you're still traveling. Do you have to travel?
Yeah, at times there are things you cannot forgo. You just have to go home and see your loved ones, maybe once in a while. You know, you do not mind the cost of traveling this time around. You just have to source. Rather you borrow from friends or you save for a while so that you make this type of traveling. You know, but the expense is much because you buy things along to give your loved ones. The bag of rice is like 17,000 now. So you can buy just a quarter of it instead of buying a bag before, going with your car before. But now you consider fuel, consider the road, consider so many things as you are going. So you have to beat about your cost, just like in economies. You draw your scale of preference, you get it. You draw your scale of preference, you know what you want, and you pick the best ones out of it so that by the end of the day, you're able to meet your ends meet. That's just it.
All right, so Merry Christmas, sir. Thank you for talking to us.
Okay.
Hello. Earlier, I saw you complaining that there weren't enough buses and you've been here since 6 a.m. How far have you sorted out your issue?
No.
Still no bus?
Yes.
So what will you do? How will you travel?
We have no choice than to wait for the next bus.
How long do you think that will take?
I can't say precisely.
So you'll be here for hours on end just to make it home this Christmas?
Exactly, yes.
Why don't you want to spend your Christmas in Lagos?
I feel like going home to see my parents.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Merry Christmas. All right, back to you, Ngozi and Mike. I'm sure that you've heard what many of them had to say here in the park.
It's quite interesting to hear everything they're saying, but in all these buses that are lined up, where are they going? What part of the country are they going?
Oh, most of them are going to the southwestern states. Okay. Some people here are going to Akure, some of them are going to Ondo, and all of that. I also saw some buses that are going towards Okene, Abuja, and other areas just within the north central.
Nneka, I'm surprised you've not talked to us about, buses going towards the southeast.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the main rush is.
Ndibo are usually under the pressure of traveling east.
Yes. Ndibo are always They are known for their trips back home every Christmas.
They always deliver.
But unfortunately, this park does not have buses going towards the eastern region. This is basically the southwestern states and then the north central states.
Nneka, have you been able to go to the food stuff market? I mean, people really want to know how much is tomato this time around, rice and what have you, chicken,
those basic
turkey?
things. Okay. I guess we finally lost that signal at the end. But Nneka, they're giving us a feel of what the parks, how people are traveling this morning.
Yes.
Now, you heard the other man. There was a good question Nneka asked there.
Yes.
You said there's no money, but how come you're still traveling? You seem like you're putting yourself under pressure.
No, should I tell you the truth? Most of the times, a lot of people travel back to the home Christmas to show off.
Ooh.
Yes. It's the Nigerian thing. It's not just a Lagos thing, especially Southeast. You know. I mean, as they
tell
land,
me about
as
it.
they land in the village,
especially with the latest car.
Even if those cars, and that is why people say, "Oh, don't worry, Christmas time, you want to buy a car? Wait until after Christmas. They'll be flinging those cars that they used to go and show off in the village." Yes. So what happens is that you show off for a couple of days in the village, you come back, you fling the cars because really you couldn't afford it in the first place. These days, they even go as far as borrowing cars from car dealers and stuff.
Or renting.
Yes. So unfortunately, it's again, it's a very Nigerian thing. It's Nigeria is a very show-off kind of society. It's a very materialistic society, and you see, in the Southeast, there's a lot of pressure. It's amazing when you go to the Southeast, you see palatial houses, and you hear that these palatial houses only get occupied a week or 2 weeks in a year.
Yeah,
that's the truth. And you now say to yourself, it doesn't make economic sense to build such palaces and then you only occupy 2 weeks in the year. But then you now go back to the image issue that drives a lot of we Nigerians. The average Nigerian, I said average, I'm not saying every Nigerian, the average Nigerian would do anything for an image. So a lot of times we're pressured during Christmas time because we want to maintain a certain image. And I was having a conversation with a relation and I said to him, do you have to do this? He said, no. He said to me in language, he said, if I don't do it, people will think I have fallen.
I had to say that. But let's talk about something very quickly. I mean, we'll talk about buying food stuff and all of that. Yes. A lot of people want to, buy food in bulk, but there is the issue of power. When there's not a lot.
I feel you.
How do you handle that?
I feel, because it is you're saying, you're talking to me.
Yes.
And I know why I say you're talking to me. You can't run, a lot of times you cannot run your generator 24 hours. Yes. Even if you have a freezer, it needs a certain amount of time to peak well and then be able to maintain food that you put at a certain, it is challenging. But what I advise is, if you, buying a whole goat is cheaper than buying in pieces. But you know that if you buy a whole goat, preserving it will be a big challenge. So why don't you share?
Okay.
Why don't you get friends, neighbors, and then you share a goat, depending on the size of your family. It could be a cow, it could be a ram, depending on the size of your family.
Okay, so that's a
Vivian,
thank you.
Thanks for the tips. We'll be taking the advice.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure you don't put yourself under pressure. Do what you can within your means.
We will follow your advice religiously. So from August, September, and all of that, we'll start planning.
Yes.
All right, for Christmas.